What's up, Buck fans? Let's do another film study. Today we're going to be looking at the Buccaneers' third round pick, Tykee Smith out of Georgia, safety, nickelback, however you want to see it. The Bucs took two SEC players, and I like this one. This guy is aggressive, he's nasty, he's handsy, but he gets the job done. So you're going to see him middle of your screen right here, number 23. Like you can kind of slot him in immediately at nickel cornerback. Look at the aggressive hands right on the shoulder pad, walks himself into an interception, and like Plus says, he caught the ball.
Yeah, exactly. He caught the football. But Tykee Smith is just, again, very similar to Chris Braswell. He's just a solid football player. He comes in ready to play. And I think he can compete, day one to be that nickel corner for you. He's just super smart, understanding concepts, understanding how to read and make plays on the football. You see here just a great recovery speed to really read this route, read the quarterback, and then drive into the football and make the catch. So, really good football player, and I think this was an excellent choice by the Buccaneers.
Yeah, and he's like one of those where he's a safety that can play nickel, and that's pretty much where he's going to be slotted in for the Buccaneers. 5'10", about 208, 210, but he plays bigger than that, right? Like you see 5'10", you're like, oh, he's small. But the guy can move, does not like anyone to block him, and he can get after it. Like you're going to see a lot of of Antoine Winfield Jr., who just signed a massive contract as well. But check him out here on the blitz, getting a sack. You'd love to see that. Who's that remind you of, Plus?
Yeah, it reminds you a lot of Antoine Winfield. And again, that's what the Buccaneers like. They like that build, 5'10", a little over 200 pounds. You look at it, they have the same with Jordan Whitehead, who they brought back. So these are very similar players that can come in and do a job. But here, I really like this play because he just reads the routes here, understands the concept. So he picks up the guy that's crossing, and that allows his teammate to pick up this in route that's coming across and then jams that receiver, and he's able to create a turnover for his teammates. So I really like that understanding of how to where the play is developing and really be that team defender.
Yeah, and you always hear it with Todd Bowles saying you got to be able to communicate out there, right? A guy you can even see him pointing. Listen, it's coming to you. He's pointing back. Stay in that zone. I'm going to pick up this guy. What do you know? Opportunity right there arises, and he's all excited. Okay, well he helped his teammate out, get an interception, getting a block in. You love to see that stuff too. Again, getting in, getting after it in the passing game right here. Look at this, like downhill thumper. Okay, maybe get the ball off, but he gets his shoulder right to the chest. He's going to feel that later. He's going to think about it next time he sees 23 coming inside. That's good stuff right there. Again, like a freaking mini Antoine Winfield Jr., you would love to have that, right? Let Antoine Winfield fall back into his position of deep safety and let this guy kind of rampage. Check out what he does to this guy. Poor little guy. He's going out in a route and sit down. Mentality, guys. Tell me about that, Plus.
Oh yeah, physicality, and he just has that demeanor to his game. Finisher, and just plays throughout the whistle. But again, sometimes he's a little handsy, but again, he just understands how to play the game, and here does a great job man coverage. Kind of gets turned around here on the route, but you can see the ability to flip his hips, recover here, good contact balance, and then be able to drive and make a play on the football diving effort, really good pass break up there.
Right.
So yeah, just outstanding football.
And this is one thing right after the Bucks drafted him, I was like, okay, I like the pick, but he's extremely aggressive, and I could see this being called for flags multiple times in the NFL. The NFL loves its offense. So if a guy is this aggressive, it scares me a little bit because I mean, look how far down the field we're still holding, pulling. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the recovery speed, to twist, maintain, the acceleration to get involved in this play and knock it down. I loved it. But to me, it's like we got to run a fine line, especially here. Check this out. Okay, look how far away distance wise we are. He gets them at 10 yards deep and then pushes them right off of his route, holding him here, sticks with him. Yeah, great sticking with him. But what did you have to do that? That's what scares me. Like, and that's why I thought he was going to test well, but he ends up running a 4.4 40 and testing extremely well. So a lot of this maybe can get cleaned up because you can see once he's reading in front of him, great play recognition, like understanding this is just a little simple wheel route right here. I'm going to get right in front of him. I'm going to run the route for him. no way that guy can get the ball, right? So there is a lot to like. The physicality, I don't want to slow him down too much because that is his game. I just want to kind of teeter it down a little bit less, right? But still stay like a man possessed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he just needs to harness that in a little bit, learning how to use his feet without using his hands as well, especially in man coverage. But you see him in zone. I mean, he's just excellent, I think, as far as a zone defender, being able to, like you said, diagnose and read plays, very instinctual, very cerebral as far as his film study and just understanding concepts. So he's usually a step ahead. And I think that's what makes him really good as far as a football player. You see that just reading the play, understanding what's happening, and then being able to get downhill and make a nice tackle.
And what do you know? A sure tackler as well. Not just a guy that just throws your shoulder. He's actually going for the legs, pulling down on them and ripping them. And he looks all look, he pulled damn leg off, a foot off, fell right
Mm.
off. Look at that. Hell of a good tackler there. Again, a guy that played at Georgia that you're gonna have to be aggressive in this. And here he just kind of miscues how fast this running back really is, but still, assignment base, he's there. He just missed on the tackle a little bit. Break that one down.
Yeah, not too much to see there. Again, he does a good job of being in the right spot. He just doesn't finish the play. Again, he's here. He's forcing this runner to go to the outside. You would expect his teammates to help him out there, but still good diagnosis. And then here again, just understanding the concepts, being able to be physical with his hands and being able to get off of blocks. That's important.
See,
Shed that guy there and then get downhill and make a tackle.
what I do like also is like, yeah, it's great that he shed the block and everything, but look at the recognition again. Okay, if this guy's going in motion. What did my film study throughout the week tell me? Okay, if there's going to be a blocker, who's going to get me? This guy, don't let him come to you. I'm going to enforce my will before he can even get a block on. Get my hands in place, then I can just chuck him off like that. Nasty. Like that's again, I was saying 5'10", 208 pounds, or whatever it was, but he plays so much bigger. Again, check this out. Guys coming after him to block him. What are we going to do? Okay, I know where the ball's at. Let me get my hands on him first, drive him through, get off that damn block, and get in the tackle. You got to love it.
Yeah, again, just being physical, understanding the concept, understanding where the ball is coming at, and then be able to finish the play.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot to like with his game. Read recognition, downhill stuff. He's always going to be Johnny on the spot with that. There's no issue with that. Like I think what you were mentioning, the man defense of just being a little too handsy, maybe can get him in trouble. And the deep speed is always a question with anyone in the NFL because these are way better athletes. But if you're talking physical mindset and a guy that will not just settle for being blocked, look how far he gets on this play. Just getting through this block, getting through the block, and then gets in on the tackle. That's unreal. Unreal stuff. Break it down a little bit more.
Yeah, again, it's like we've been talking about. He understands how to use his physicality to his advantage, but also being able to get off of blocks and getting in on the play. Just really smart. And then here, this is, one of the other concerns, just the overall deep speed, but he does a good job. Again, he's right there. It's not like he's being burnt. He forces the receiver to make a very difficult catch. It ends up being incomplete. But you just worry about some of those things, especially when they attack him downfield in man coverage. Same thing here. He's going to run, a little slot fade here that he's guarding. Does a good job of turning on the Jets. They did call him for a flag here. He did use his hands a little bit to slow this guy down. So they called a little pass interference there on him. But overall, I mean, lots of like with Tykee Smith. I think we mentioned it. He's super physical, super great as far as his zone defender. Just has to work a little bit with his hands in space. But other than that, I think there's a lot to like with the Buccaneers' third round pick and Tykee Smith out of Georgia. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that like button. And with that said, until the next one.